Good evening. Welcome to the Andrew Pearce Show, where each week I like to bring on a new guest that has experience in a specific aspect of business and hope to learn something new through dialogue. This evening, I would like to welcome a special guest that is brilliantly well-rounded and very experienced in organizational performance. Unfortunately, he just got back from overseas managing multiple dog treat stores. Please welcome Chaco. Chaco, the demand for high quality products, global competition, scarce resources, escalating costs, and an increase in technology is forcing companies to operate more effectively. Organizational performance management is necessary for survival. There are many different models and frameworks such as total quality leadership, lean manufacturing, and Six Sigma that have varying results and little consensus on what works best. Each company is unique, and there is never a blanket model that works for every organization or situation. There are cases where each model has proven success. For instance, the Lakehurst Naval Air Warfare Center in New Jersey reported a savings in estimated $27 million using total quality leadership. Other companies, such as Coopers & Lybrand, a management consulting firm, reports that most quality improvement initiatives spend too much time focusing on the process and mechanics of the improvement program instead of the end results. Common consensus can at least agree that successful organizational improvement initiatives rely heavily on successful implementation and leadership. Chaco, what basic elements of an organization do you think should be focused on when implementing a new performance improvement initiative? Great question, Drew. When analyzing or implementing an organizational performance initiative, leadership must break down the organization into smaller categories to understand the big picture. The Bridgespan Group breaks an organization down into culture, leadership, decision making and structure, work processes and systems, people, and the customer. Understanding each category is paramount and is the first step in performance improvements. Benchmarks and key performance indicators are needed in each category to understand the progress. Supportive leadership, a well-communicated vision, constant communication are all major factors that are needed in any performance improvement plan. Improving all categories will lead to more effective organization. I noticed Bridgespan did not include financials, which is used on balanced scorecards to understand performance. Financials obviously play a large part in decision making. Do you think financials should be included as a category that should be assessed? Drew, financials definitely play a large part in decision making and performance improvement. First, the reason for organizational performance management to exist in the first place is to improve organizations so they make more capital and have greater flexibility. Many performance improvements require capital to successfully implement. Not every company has the flexibility with their financials, limiting their abilities and forcing more creative measures. Drew, you stated earlier that organizational improvement models have varying results and often fail if implemented incorrectly. What do you believe is the common cause for performance improvement initiatives to fail? It's a good question, Chaco. Reasons why performance improvement initiatives often fail vary tremendously. Each category you mentioned above can contribute to failure, but some reasons are more frequent. According to Association for Talent Development, common reasons for performance improvement failures include clarity of purpose, focusing too closely on a specific process rather than the whole system, lack of communication, lack of accountability, and poor execution by leadership. Further, a lot of companies measure the wrong indicators that give them a flawed set of assumptions. Each failure stems from a poor leadership, which is why leadership is the vital element in successful performance management initiatives. Strong leadership is needed to set an improvement initiative in motion, and strong leadership is needed to keep an improvement initiative on course to success. Since clarity of purpose and leadership play such vital roles, how do you make sure each manager understands the key objectives of the performance improvement plan? Making sure managers understand the key objectives and why the improvement plan is needed is vital. First, communication is necessary so managers understand the reasons behind the improvement plan and the goals the organization is hoping to achieve. There are numerous tools leaders can utilize that help make sure each employee and manager understand the purpose of an improvement plan. An easy solution is to call a meeting with each line of managers. Having them write down the top 5 objectives of the organization or improvement plan and comparing everyone's answers is a fantastic way of leadership can gauge management's understanding. It presents a great opportunity to unify management and can be repeated down the line so each set of management and employees have full understanding. Drew, most of our focus has been on smaller individual companies. With globalization and advanced technology, many organizations have grown internationally, creating a complex web of different cultures, norms, and beliefs. Managing each company around the world from a central office is a challenge in and of itself. It is known that diversity is powerful if managed correctly. What are some ways leadership can improve effective communication, assure all goals are aligned with the organization's goals, and to maximize the effectiveness and strengths of diversity? It is true that diversity is powerful, but creates a whole new set of challenges. Understanding government regulations and culture are also vital before entering a new market. To manage companies placed all around the world, it is most effective to break down each region by a geographical location, culture, or whatever else makes the most logical sense. Breaking down the organization into smaller segments helps manage metrics and control resources more effectively. A leader is assigned to each region and is responsible for keeping close communication and guidance when necessary. They are responsible for making sure each company has structure and performs at a certain level. Once companies are broken down by region, leadership will use metrics to understand performance just as they would in smaller private companies. Companies that are least effective will gain additional assistance in training and development. In person as well as virtual teams will be utilized to keep constant communication and a constant stream of ideas flowing between the organization and around the world. New and diverse ideas will lead to a stronger organization. So, what I gathered from our conversation, regardless of all the different frameworks and methodologies of organizational performance management, you believe strong leadership and strong communication are the most vital aspects? Chaco, I think leadership and communication is what sets everything in motion and keeps everything in motion. A well communicated vision that is aligned with the company objectives, a clear reason why improvements are needed, achievable benchmarks, encouragement, and rewards is what accomplishes an effective organization. Improvements must be continuous, communication must be open, and education must be emphasized. As long as leadership concentrates on the performance of each element within the organization, performance management will be successful. Did you learn anything? I know I definitely did. Thanks for coming on the show, Chaco.